In this tutorial, we will cover completing Qualified Scientist Form 2. This form is required for research involving human subjects, vertebrate animals, potentially hazardous biological agents, and DEA-controlled substances, and it's for students who are working under the supervision of a qualified scientist and or mentor. It starts simply with a student name, title of the student's project, and the remainder of the form should be completed by the qualified scientist. The scientist's name and their educational background as it pertains to the student's research. Degrees. And under experience and training, I always recommend that they put down their years of experience. Their position in the institution in which they work. Address, email, and phone. Be sure that the email and phone are working in case you have questions about the student research as the student's working. You always want to be able to reach the supervisor. Under the next few bullet points here, we're asking if the professor's reviewed or the supervisor or mentor has reviewed the MSSEF ethics statement relevant to the project. And then they're asking again if the research is going to be using human participants, vertebrate animals, potentially hazardous biological agents, microorganisms, recombinant DNA and or tissues, including blood and blood products, DEA-controlled substances. Number 3 is asking if the study is a subset of a larger study, and that's for the supervisor or mentor to answer. And they're also asking if the individual who's completing the form will directly supervise the student. Oftentimes when students work at institutions, they are working under a principal investigator, but there's usually a graduate student below who's actually doing the direct supervision of the student. And that's the place to put that in here. A brief amount of experience here for the designated supervisor. And lastly, these two boxes can cause a bit of a problem, so just pay close attention. The first box is asking for the qualified scientist to put their name, signature, and the date of approval, which would be the principal investigator or the only qualified scientist supervising the student. Box on this side is asking the designated supervisor, the mentor usually who works most closely with the student. And that's when the graduate student's name would go here. So just like this. Oops. And that's how one would complete Form 2. If you have any questions or concerns about it, don't hesitate to contact the Boston Public Schools Science Department.